Listen to the Voice of Survival podcast every other Friday, right here on the Journey into Comics Network. JourneyIntoComics.com.
The following is a Journey into Comics Network production.
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. Join me, Dick, on a podcast about music, movies, television, all with a taste of metal. This is Podcastrophe.
What's up, everybody? Dick here. Then this is Podcastrophe, the show where we talk about anything, everything. And, you know, sometimes it goes music, sometimes it goes metal, sometimes we drink beer, sometimes it's just absolute chaos. That's why it's called Podcastrophe, because who knows what the fuck's about to happen. Today I'm doing a little time traveling. I'm recording this episode ahead of episode 14, which I'll be recording that tomorrow. But last night I recorded episode 13 because I recorded that alone because I didn't quite have a guest. I had a guest, didn't quite pan out right, so I just decided to do it by myself, and it turned out really well. But, you know, sometimes that's just not what this podcast is about, and to avoid that happening in the future, unless I so desire to just record alone again, very unlikely. I decided I'm just going to record as many of these as I possibly can and just ship them out as they go, because it's always great to have a backlog of content. It's always great to just have tons of content, especially for you guys. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest. He is a singer-songwriter, or probably former singer-songwriter.
Yeah, former. Probably, yeah.
And yeah, he is the husband to my tattoo artist, good friend of mine, Erica. And this is Josh McKinney. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. I had a really rough day.
Oh.
It was a really long, shitty day filled with shit and
Pun intended, or
and bullshit. Yeah, tons of puns. I'm always so punny. Had a shitty day at work, and then went and worked out. Got a lot of my frustration vented out there, so that was fun. That was good. And now I'm here.
I sat in pajamas all day.
Oh, I got the burps, man. I'm not even drinking.
Yeah.
Sat in pajamas all day.
Yeah.
That's the life. That's the life. I yearn for a life where I can do this. Where I can just, like, podcasting become my main gig.
Yes.
But that's life, and that's not entirely possible right now.
I mean, anything's possible if you just believe, Dick.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
and you know what? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Mm-hmm.
And here on the Journey into Comics Network, we are a fantastic team of awesome people. Yup.
the A team of podcasts.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, honestly, like I feel like I see all these other podcasts, and, you know, I haven't really listened to very many outside of, like, the big hitters that I listen to, like the Rooster Teeth podcast, the Game Over Greggy show, and a couple others. Like, you got those big hitters, but like, I'm part of this this podcasting group on Facebook, and, you know, I haven't really even tried to listen to any other podcast besides what's on my own network. So and I just don't really want to, because it's all a bunch of really, it's odd how many, like, true crime podcasts are out there. Like,
oh yeah,
like all these podcasts about, like, detective work, and, like, and it's, some of it's even, like, just made up. It's scripted.
Yeah,
it's weird. I'm like, it doesn't, like, that style of podcast just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why would you? I don't know.
It's so they'll build up an audience, get something interesting going on, and then they move on to the next.
It's weird to me. It's weird to me. I mean, to each their own, and I'm glad that's that's a thing that people can do and enjoy. But to me, like, podcasting's this right here, just sitting here having a good chat with somebody, talking about world events, talking about entertainment and what the things that we love. And like, one of the things you and I have always connected over was music.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think our friendship budded on Facebook. Like, that's where it got its start, because I
think it began with just a bunch of trolling, and then we started talking about music.
Yeah, well, okay, so I've known your wife Erica for about 5 years now.
Yeah.
And she eventually started tattooing me after, I think, almost 2 years of knowing her. And then you added me on Facebook when you guys were dating, and I was like, okay, I'll add this guy.
Yeah.
And then you started, of course, there was all the trolling, which you are an absolute master at. You are the king of pissing people off. I must say.
Yes. I think my record is I think 98 unfriends in a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do you remember what caused that?
Honestly, I think it was that I don't care about the politics, whatever feminism nonsense thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What's some of your better trolls? What's some of your better, like, things that you've done to piss people off? There's been a lot of good ones.
Honestly, from what I've noticed, what pisses people off the most is going on a lot of serious forums and just making it known that I'm offended.
You just go and make a post, say, I'm offended.
Yeah, and then you got to throw in the straight face emoji towards the end. And then that adds on about, 35 max comments of people calling me a piece of shit. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. I love that straight face emoji, because and you got me using it with your classic the OK signal.
Oh, yes.
With the finger pointing towards it, which is a signal for butt stuff.
Yes.
And so you got that with the straight face emoji next to it, and I think you did that to me once, and I sent the.
I've done it to you more than once.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But and then I replied with the fist instead of the finger. I do that to my. I send that to my girlfriend all the time, and she's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Oh, I need an adult."
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, it started with the trolling, and then and then I started seeing you post yourself playing music on on videos and stuff. There was a lot of Stain songs, and slowly I started seeing you. I can't remember if we had really been hanging out yet or not, but
we hung out when I moved into my house in West Lafayette.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because you needed your computer put together.
Yes, that was the first time we hung out.
And then I never heard from you again.
Yep, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years, and this is the first time.
Yeah,
totally. No, you helped me. By helped me, I mean you literally did the whole thing. I bought all the pieces, and I began that night to try to put it together, and it was just all. It was all Spanish to me. It was all like a completely different language. Everybody's like, it's just like Legos. You just plug them in. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna destroy $1,000 worth of computer equipment if I just do this myself. So, of course, you answered the call, the cry for help on Facebook, and said, hey, come over.
Oh yeah. And on the bright side, it actually really is hard to to mess up when it comes to putting those things together, because the computer just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you just.
Well, the thing I was worried about was like frying something. I didn't want to plug the wrong thing in somewhere wrong, and then the wrong fucking just electrons just moving through, and be like, yep, fuck this thing. Gonna blow this thing up right now. I didn't want that to happen and then have to buy a whole new setup. So
I understand.
You definitely came in clutch there. You helped me build the beast that is my computer. I've since graduated and started doing things on my own.
Nice. Yeah, and then I think the next time after that we hung out was at Doom Room, I believe. I think it wasn't at the actual Doom room, though.
The theater.
I think yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't. We hung out before that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We hung out when it came to computer stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah.
those weren't really interesting, so I don't really count them.
True. Yeah, I used you for a while.
Yeah. It happens.
No, that computer, it still lives on. It still lives on.
Yeah.
I changed motherboards, I changed cases, but
Just the heart.
the heart of it's still there.
The heart still goes on.
The hard drive.
Yeah. The heart goes on. Copyrighted.
You do an awesome cover of that. I remember the first time I heard you play that, I was, we were just chilling here, and you started playing it, and it wasn't even until like the chorus that or like just before the chorus that I realized what the fuck you were singing. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that was the last night I drank too. Was like with you. I just got
Oh, shit.
super drunk and started playing.
Yeah, that was the night we did our like hour and a half live drunken fucking acoustic show that for whatever reason only 10 minutes of it got uploaded. Like when I uploaded it, it's like, oh yeah, uploaded. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And I watched it and it's only 10 minutes long. I'm like, what the fuck? We did this for an hour.
Yeah, but it says it's an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
That-
fucking weird. I was not okay with that.
Oh no.
I was not okay with that because we had some good shit on there.
You're just gonna have to thank Facebook for that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was also the night that I tried VR for the first time.
Yeah, the best way anybody should try VR for the first time.
Drunk
Yes.
ish. I wasn't drunk by that point, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I haven't done VR since. Haven't really had much desire to.
Yeah, me neither. Like, it's a fun thing whenever like you're first discovering the virtual reality and all that. But when it comes down to it, it's just one of those things. It's like you don't want to have that helmet on all the time when you're wanting a game. And deep down inside, what you really want to do is use it for porn. Like,
Oh, I guarantee I would. I guarantee you I would. Like there have been so many times I've been tempted to just buy like that super simple setup and just hook it up to my computer and be like, yep, getting the lotion out, gonna light some candles, and
yes,
it's time.
Yes,
It's time.
because I was always tempted, but I was also afraid that if I did that, like I would never leave.
I would just be like, I would just pass out and like dick in hand, fucking VR headset on, still on. Someone come home and find me like that. It's like, oh,
Die from a heart attack.
oh that poor boy. Yeah, 4K porn can only get me so far. I mean, for the longest time, I loved 4K porn. It was like looking through a window at people fucking.
Oh yeah.
So which totally satisfied my creeper fetish, you know.
You could watch for hours and not get arrested.
Only for a couple hours, and then that's when the police come.
Yes.
For real though, 4K porn, truly a godsend. I love
Yeah.
it. It's great. Looks so good. I'm a quality snob when it comes to movies and TV and porn. Mm-hmm. Boobies never looked so great. Except for, I guess sometimes it's even better than real life. It's like, man, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they do something special, like in those porns, just to make boobs just like you.
It's
you
lighting. It's lighting. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
You watch hours of like boobs on some porn site, and then you see them in real life. It's just like such a letdown.
Yeah. It's lighting. It's all lighting.
Fucking A, man.
So growing up with music and stuff, like what got you into music? Where did you start?
My cousin Jason lived across the street from me, and I used to go over there. And he was about 10 years older than me, and I used to go over there and just. It started off just I'd go over there and just play his video games whenever I was grounded.
Yeah.
And then I started watching him play guitar, and finally, like his dad got too drunk one night and just gave me a guitar. And he wasn't happy about it, but I mean, I took it anyways. And I started jamming out on this thing, and like my dad took me to a music station in Avon, and he set me up with a guitar teacher there named James, This dude was fucking awesome. Still one of the coolest guitar teachers I've ever met. And eventually I got my Dimeback Dean from that store. My dad surprised it with me, and like ever since I've just been like learning guitar on it. But the funny thing is like this guitar was clearly made for like some heavy rock, some metals.
Yeah.
I was, playing like Brown Eyed Girl on it, or
I used to play Hysteria by Def Leppard on my Razorback, so
Nice.
I understand. I understand. That was one of the first songs I started learning was Hysteria. I love that song. I can't play it anymore. I could now that I have guitars that it's probably better on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was the guy that played the same Green Day song over and over.
yeah. Probably Basket Case.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yes. Yeah. I think another one of those first songs I started learning was also a Green Day song. It was "Wake Me Up When September Ends."
Yes.
Played also on the Razorback.
American Idiot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their downfall. I like that CD, but it was definitely the turn for the worse for them because everything after I know.
Yeah, there's maybe like I'm a huge Green Day fan, but there's maybe like 2 songs on that CD I could really actually listen to more than once.
Yeah. There's some long songs on that CD.
Yeah.
Like there's like 7, 8 minute, 8, 9 minute songs on there.
Yeah. No, it just it didn't feel right when it came to Green Day. If it was anybody else playing it, I would have liked it. But knowing like Green Day up until then, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't them.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah. Other people like think differently about it, but me personally, I'm strongly on that. I mean, I think it was around that time when a bunch of bands just released CDs that just ruined like who they were completely. I think it was a little bit. Oh wait, no, it wasn't My Chemical Romance. But I think Puddle of Mud when they released their first CD.
Yeah.
And it just ruined who they were.
Oh wait,
I was being a dick.
I got it. I got it by the time you. Yeah. I like Puddle of Mud's first CD, and I think their second or third CD, whichever the second or third CD. It's the one with Famous and Psycho.
Yes,
that's a decent CD. Everything after is. Actually, I can't comment on anything after that because I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I do like Puddle of Mud, and I do like their music. But when they started, actually becoming noticeable, their songs got overplayed so many times. And same thing with Nickelback. And their songs got overplayed so many times that you had no choice but to hate them.
Like Blurry.
Like just like wish really bad things to happen to them.
Blurry, Famous, and Psycho were overplayed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, Blurry
was like really good though.
Yeah.
So I accepted it, and I was a lot younger, so I didn't know any better in terms of like overplaying on the radio.
Yeah.
Like to me, like whenever I heard a song, like that's the thing about being a kid is like when you hear or see something you like, you want more of it. You want to keep on listening to it. I mean, I remember like there'd be times when I'd play songs on repeat, like for like almost half hour, just like the same song over and over again.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore.
I was like that with Coldplay every time my girlfriend broke up with me.
Oh my God.
Just sit there, shut my PlayStation off and just listen to Coldplay.
Back then, that was when I listened to like actual like pop radio and stuff. Like I hadn't quite found like I hadn't quite found music in terms of like I want to listen to this, like, and I'm choosing to listen to this. It was just like, well, what's on the radio right now?
Oh yeah.
And looking back on those days, those very primitive days of my music,
I was one of those kids that like sat like by the radio with those blank cassettes just trying to make mixtapes all day.
See, I never even thought of that, and that's been a thing since like 70s, 80s.
Oh yeah, back
like,
when it wasn't called pirating.
Yeah, back when that's just literally how you did it. That was their form of burning CDs. Yeah, and but like I never even thought about that. I was like, well, it's on the radio now. Cool. I remember around 2005, 2005, 2006. Disturbed had 10,000 Fists out, and I remember the first time I heard Stricken on the radio. Like, I had already loved the song. Like, at my mom's, their ISP was AOL.
Yeah.
Back when like AOL was a thing, and you had to use you had to use their service, and then that turned into their browser. Like, it was all one thing. Like,
yeah.
Do you remember like Netscape and shit like that? It was AOL, Netscape, and I'm sure there were others too. But we used AOL, and had AOL Music, of course. So that's where I got into. Like, I was already into Disturbed, but that's where I discovered that they had new music out. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't even listened to their second album yet. It was just the sickness for me at that point.
Yeah.
And so I think AOL Music had Guarded, Just Stop, and Stricken off of 10,000 Fists. And I played those over and over and over again. And then I found I loved Seether from their song Broken. That was literally the only song I knew by them at the time. And so then I, of course, on AOL Music, I found Seether Remedy, and I played that over and over and over again. And then Fall Out Boy had Dance Dance, so I played that. Foo Fighters had DOA. These are all songs that I had heard on like VH1's Top 20 Countdown every Saturday and Sunday mornings. Oh, yeah. Back when VH1 still played music. It's funny. Say back when VH1 played music, because for the longest time it was like back when MTV played music. Yeah. And then out of nowhere it was only VH1 playing music.
Yeah, there's also Fuel.
Yeah, Fuel.
I think, yeah, that's that station, but like nobody hardly ever watched it. I watched it like early in the mornings before I went to school, but
I never had that one.
Yeah.
I always watched VH1. Because even when MTV did still have music, it was like just complete garbage. Yeah. So I'd go to VH1. It was still like, yeah, sure, there might be like a pop song, like a rap pop song here and there, but it was mostly like indie music. It was mostly like rock and roll and shit with like actual soul to it, you know? Yeah. Like all these indie artists, like, oh, what's her name? The chick who sang 1,000 Miles. Oh. I can't. I
know who you're talking
about. They
had
like the guy who sang "You're Beautiful," Coldplay.
Oh, you're beautiful, as he's like just undressing and sorting his clothes in front of him.
Yeah, in the middle of like on a glacier.
Yeah, it's like, you're beautiful and I'm OCD.
That's where I got in. I mean, I was already into Nickelback, so like, I mean, because of Silver Side Up, that CD was awesome. Like all that old shit that I used to be into, and then I found metal.
Yeah.
I think by 2005 I was already into metal. I just hadn't. I was only like here and there, but it wasn't until like a year or so later that I really got into metal, and I was like, this is all I'm gonna listen to.
Yeah, I didn't really get into metal till I moved to Rochdale. Mm-hmm. And like, it was like, this is like a extremely small country town, so I kind of figured I would just be surrounded by a bunch of country kids, and no, that's where like the most disturbed kids were.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, look at Slipknot. They're from fucking Iowa. They're like, we have nothing better to do. Yeah. We hate this.
I joined a band there, and at the time I was like, I was like listening to like Jay-Z and shit. Yeah. And just messing around with stuff on my guitar. But I joined this band called Dread the Fall, and they started just showing me to like all these like musicians, like Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu, As I Lay Dying, and then Yes, for laughs, was Hawthorne Heights, Ohio is for Lovers. I loved that song the first time, and I hated it every time after that.
Sounds about right. I think I've only heard it one time, and it was like one of those times that was like, yeah, like I remember listening to Ohio is for Lovers, and I'm like, what? Yeah. What's that? And they're like, you know that song? I'm like, no, I really don't. It was one of those like, they're like so dead serious because it was such a popular song. They're like, you fucking know it, and I know you do it. I'm like, you'll know it if you heard it. I probably won't. Sure enough, I had never heard it. The only Hawthorne Heights song I had ever heard was Saying Sorry. And like, so they're like, oh, you know Ohio is for Lovers. I'm like, and I listened to it. I'm like, nope, I don't.
Yeah.
And it's not that great.
Yeah, from my point of view, Hawthorne Heights was the band, obviously others would disagree, but Hawthorne Heights was that band I would listen to where I could look back and be like, you know what, things could be worse. I could be a member of Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't one of their members like kill himself? Like their singer killed himself, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean...
Or did he died or...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of people ask, why would someone do something like that? But I would ask, like, why wouldn't somebody...
If you're singing that kind of music, you know,
yeah,
it's kind of part of it.
Yeah. It's like you sing about being fucking sad all the time and in love, and you can't be in love because you're too sad. Eventually, you're going to be sad. And,
Eventually, you're actually going to be sad. It's gonna like, it's gonna transfer, and you're gonna be like, whoa, maybe I'm singing about this stuff because I am. Yeah. That stuff.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where you just gotta,
Oh my god. Well, shit, you got a guitar right now. Do you want to play a song?
Yeah, actually.
So you got some originals. Do you remember? It's been a while since you played.
Yeah, I can't remember any of my originals. Only one that I've freestyled, and it'll probably be the last song I ever play that comes out of this head. Then I need to put all of my, all of my energy into pajamas and, World of Warcraft and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this song is called Sold Me Out. Where do we go from here? Just tell me which way to steer. With all the complications that we face, and I just want it to end. I try to understand all your actions to them, but I can't pinpoint what was on your mind. And all I know is I gotta run away. You sold me out for a bottle of Jack. You sold me out for a bottle of Jack. You sold me out for a bottle of Jack. You sold me out. So tell me, how are you now? Are you high in the clouds? Are you in your drunken stupor again with a man who wouldn't love you as much? You sold me out for a bottle of Jack. You sold me out for a bottle of Jack. You sold me out for a bottle of Jack. You sold me out. Ooh.
That was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You definitely still got it. No, I remember like when I first started hearing like your original music, I fell in love with it because it's so, because I, despite being the metalhead that I am, I really gravitate towards that softer side of music, that softer, like I'm gonna bare my soul type shit.
Yeah.
And so I fell in love, like your first CD that you came out with, self-recorded, did you even do like much mixing on it or just recording?
It was with Audacity.
Yeah.
And pretty much all I did with this little trick was I got rid of the, it was the noise.
The white noise?
Yeah. It was like noise reduction or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you get to choose a little clip of noise you don't want, which is background noise, and then I added reverb.
Of course. Naturally.
Yeah, you got to have that echo, like, it sounds like you went to a studio. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I offered to record you, man.
I know.
You could have done it. You could have done it.
I was stubborn at the time,
No, I love that CD. I've definitely loved watching you perform in places like the Java Roaster and Professor Joe's at open mic nights.
Oh, yeah.
I think, now I'm thinking about it, I actually talked about you last night when I was recording my solo cast, because I was talking about the time I was trying to be guitarist for Fight Like Sin. And you were telling me about the person who shall not be named talking shit about me.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that guy. I watched them play a couple weeks ago. Not bad.
Oh, yeah. I like their music a lot.
They're very talented. They're so talented, but I got rubbed wrong.
Well, that's a huge downside when it comes to a lot of musicians, and especially a lot of like musicians I've hung out with.
Yeah.
Like even at Professor Joe's and stuff. I still have a lot of love for him, but they get to this point where they get booked enough shows or they get enough people to like them, and then they just feel like they have to act the part, and you really don't. You can just be yourself. You can be cool as shit to people and stuff, hang out with people like you used to. You don't have to act the part.
Yeah, you're not a fucking rock star.
Yeah. No, like none of them make enough money to act the part. And
right. Like, I'm sorry, you're just playing Digby's.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like you got $100 this show. That's cool. We're proud of you. You got a show. You made money doing what you love to do, but it's nowhere near enough to treat people like shit.
It's not a record deal, and even having a record deal and selling, like, making Metallica money, it doesn't give you any right to be a piece of shit to other people. To have that rock star, I'm a rock star, I'm fucking awesome type shit. I mean, do that, but at least be a good person.
Yeah, and you should really like see all these motherfuckers on like Facebook too. Like they'll bicker back and forth about whose music's better, who sounds more like a cover band and stuff and blah blah. I was like, why are you doing this? It's like you guys show up at the same places and jam out, but then you're on Facebook and
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating seeing so many great, talented people just be total shitheads.
Yeah, they get like a large amount of crowd that follows them, and then it completely changes who they were before, which all it really does is just prove that they weren't really meant for, the position in the first place.
I think it's just that crowd, honestly. I mean, I don't know how it is in other towns, other scenes, but like I notice it's those same people that just hang around each other, despite the fact that they're talking shit to each other. They're still hanging out with each other.
Oh yeah,
and being like elitist to each other, and it's like, what is the point of this? Just help each other out.
Yeah, and it's extremely toxic too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like it's
I
even one
part of that.
Yeah, it's even one of those things, which is the reason why I don't really go out and do that much anymore. It's like,
I understand.
As much of love I have for like musicians, whether they were dicks or not, I mean, I still have a lot of love for them, but I could not be a part of that scene anymore. It's just too stressful, and I couldn't afford the beer.
Yeah, you'd have some pretty good times out there. I mean, I'm pretty sure every time I would show up, I'd get there like right on time usually, and you were just gone already.
Oh yeah,
like you're already giving me hugs.
Yeah, within the first hour, I was about like 4 or 5 in. Like I was down in that shit. It was.
I I could just never drink like that.
Yeah.
And it's just not for me. I mean, it's not. There are people out there that can do that, and that's the way they like to do it. I like to take my time drinking.
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, I'm pretty much allergic to it now, so.
That's crazy. Have you developed any new allergies since the last time I hung out with you?
Yeah, actually. I mean, shit.
This last year alone, you've become lactose intolerant. You've become...
Yeah, lactose intolerant. I can't have soy, any type of tree nuts. Fuck. What was the other thing we discovered? Because I don't even think a lot of it is even with digestion. I think I'm actually like getting allergic to this shit.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
See, I've never heard of people developing allergies. I've heard of people just already being allergic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my own ignorance. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just I'd need to break down, like actually go see a doctor at some point.
Yeah, that
like-
could probably help too.
It's like, hey, am I gonna die soon? Like, should I get my World of Warcraft account in check before all this stuff?
This is quite the room we're in. It's a World of Warcraft room,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, there's tons of World of Warcraft like posters, memorabilia, action figures, mega blocks, giant cardboard cutouts. You got one for Cataclysm and one for Legion. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Courtesy of eBay.
This is insane.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens when someone just chooses to not leave their house within a certain amount of time.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I could never get into World of Warcraft. It's never been my thing.
Honestly, it's one of those like hit or miss. It's either you get into it and it's like, because honestly, like nobody's really into it for the gameplay itself. I mean, I like the world and everything, but it's mainly just the community in there.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where you get into it and you think it's fucking boring, or you know, you actually love it. But yeah, it's a really hard game to get into nowadays, especially with like a lot of the new games that are already out. It's like MMOs are just one of those genres where people just have a hard time getting into now.
Like back in high school, I could have done it because I did a lot of stuff. I did so much on the computer, and I mean, I still gamed mainly console, but like I did like a lot of web-based games. Like I mean, I played RuneScape. I played. Do you remember Adventure Quest?
Yeah,
It's like a 2D fucking.
you can play that on your phone now.
That's awesome.
It's ridiculous. And RuneScape is about to be the same way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Might pick that back up. No, I won't do that. But I played that. I did have this one game, and I can't remember what it was called. My buddy Zach got me into it, and it was you actually had to download a client and play it through that, and it was neat. I played it for a couple weeks, and then I never touched it again.
You know, I bet it was worth
another game that I tried to get into, but my computer. Okay, I did try World of Warcraft at one point, and our internet connection sucked for one, and on top of that, I was running 512 megabyte of RAM.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, so like I had to really dumb down the settings, and I was still getting kicked off. I was getting booted like constantly. And I think I finally upgraded to like 2 gigs of RAM, and at that time that was fucking flying.
Oh yeah.
I think I was still in high school. I think I was a junior or senior in high school, and yeah, that shit was 2 gigs of RAM was like fucking flying at that time.
Like
my little e-machine.
Yeah, back when I started building, like I was thankful to get a gig of RAM in my computer. And like going to school and like bragging to everybody's like all these games I can play. And now you do that and they just like kick you in the balls and walk away. Because people have like 50 gigs in their computer or some shit.
I think I'm rocking 16 right now.
Yeah, I've got 12 in my laptop right now, but it needs an upgrade.
Fuck you. I got 12 just in my laptop, whatever.
I think my wife has like 24 gigs.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I remember us building my PC, and it's just dude, I bust out the graphics card. And you're like, dude, you're gonna do some nice gaming. I'm like, I'm gonna be on Facebook, which is basically all I've done. Get on Facebook. It's my awesome Facebook machine. I think I need to upgrade my graphics card because now that I got that, I have a 4K monitor, and so I like to actually watch 4K content.
Oh yeah,
namely porn.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing 4K is good for, right?
The graphics card can handle it. It's just I don't think it's since I'm running dual monitors. I don't think it's outputting fully.
Yeah, it's probably got maybe just a little bit of delay in there, or it really never really hurts to upgrade.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I think it's just the memory that the graphics card has just isn't handling it anymore. So
yeah,
whatever.
And also, it's probably with how long that graphics card's been running too. I mean,
yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, the average graphics card, if you baby it, it's got about 2 to 4 years life.
Well, I got it used, and I think it was a year or two old then, and it's been 3 years since I built that. Since you built that, yeah, it's probably ready.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still kicking. It's still kicking.
That's pretty surprising.
I mean, like I said, I haven't really pushed it at all. It's just been running Facebook and YouTube and some movies and videos, and that's it.
Porn.
Lots of porn.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of porn. Yeah. Been single for a lot of those 3 years. So the porn's definitely been on there.
Yeah. I've been married for a lot of those years, so that's pretty much the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to actually have money to start upgrading that stuff again. I'm really excited to finally have like a dual monitor mounting system, so I won't be using the desk space for like the stands of the monitors. So that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for that, and then I can also swivel them around and stuff.
Just don't make the same mistake a buddy of mine did. Find studs. He was sitting back playing Call of Duty on his dual setup, and he had it all drilled in the walls. And we're talking, he spent about $400 each on these monitors.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And they dropped, and they both busted.
Well, this isn't actually a wall mount. It mounts to the desk.
Oh.
It's one of those clamp mounts.
Awesome.
I think.
Yeah. That's a win-win.
Yeah. So I mean, it is still going to take up a little desk space, but not nearly.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to raise them up, and so they'll be even higher, and I'll have even more desk space. So, yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, sounds
it's
good.
gonna be pretty rad, pretty dope.
Yeah, pretty great.
All right, so let's play another song. Let's play one together.
Okay.
What do you want to play?
Ohio's for Lovers.
Oh God,
Hawthorne Heights.
A song I don't know. Fuck.
I need to actually like remember lyrics from like songs. What do you think?
You take the lead. Outside. Stained.
Got you. I can't do it the Aaron Lewis way anymore.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. I'm on the
see through you, see your true colors. 'Cause inside you're ugly like me. I can see through you, see the real you. All the times that I felt like this woman was from you, and I taste what I could never have was from you. All the times I cried, my intentions full of pride, but I waste more time than anyone. I'm on the outside, I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. Inside you're ugly like me. And I can see through you, see to the real you. All the times that I've cried, so it's wasted, so inside, and I feel all these pains struck it down, back again, and alive. Here in bed, all alone, I can't mend, but I feel tomorrow will be okay. 'Cause I'm on the outside, I'm beginning. I can see through you, see your true colors. Inside you're ugly like me. I can see through you, see to the real you. Nice. Man, it's been forever since I sang that song. Probably since the last time we did our live thing together.
Yeah, I think that was.
Oh, wow. That was I fucked up so many songs that night.
I think we both have.
Yeah. Like we were just fucking jamming shit, and then just from the top of our heads, and then, I mean, I had lyrics in front of me and shit, but I've never sang. It's not like we practiced those songs and we just did them, and I was just like, oh, I was off time there. Oh, I fucked that up. Oh, I was off time. Oh, I was pitchy.
Yeah, I think the whole night just consisted of, it's like, we're drunk. Hey, did you know that I knew this song? Because neither did I.
Yeah.
Like the song from Friends.
Yes.
My Heart Would Go On. Smash Mouth. I mean,
yeah, I remember you jamming some All-Star.
oh, yes. Yeah.
I mean, we could probably do that tonight, too.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, shit, we gotta do it now? Let's do it now.
Yes.
Let's do it now. Hell
yes.
yeah. This is gonna be like one of the most musical podcasts I've had.
All right. So no one told you that was gonna be this way. Okay. So
I love that song. I seriously love that song. Like, I've always loved that song.
if I remember right, I think it's just like the same chord progression as like every other song in that time.
Of course. Yeah.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna run me. Ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dull, this finger in her thumb, in the shape of a nail on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to lose, so much to see, so much wrong with taking the back streets. You never go if you don't grow. Never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars breaks the mold. It's a cool place, wait till you get older. You're bundled up now, wait till you get older. And the view your man paints a picture. There's about a hole in the satellite picture. The ice tree's big, getting pretty thin. Walls are sweet, so you might as well swim. The wood's on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it and I never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars breaks the mold. Wait, is there another?
Oh, fuck. I don't even know.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars breaks the mold.
That works.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. You heard it here, guys, on Podcastrophe.
Yes.
We sang a really crappy acoustic rendition of All-Star. God, I still can't believe you used to cover Scrubs.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just one of those things. There comes a point in every man's life where he has to do things he's not proud of. Scrubs is one of them. You know.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I think I was at Professor Joe's the first time I heard that one. I'm like, really?
It was one of those songs. Like, to be completely honest, like when I was out at like open mics and stuff, you know, people kind of sit at their tables and they're
not paying attention, so you just start playing it. That's like, what?
Yeah, Scrubs is my "Hey, look at me, guys" kind of song, but they just look away after the song.
Yeah. Shit. I actually, my girlfriend and I were driving to Thanksgiving dinner on, Thanksgiving. She drove because we had her kids, and so it was just easier to take her van, and she had the car seats and shit in there. So it's an older van, like a 2000 something, early 2000. And so it's just listening to the radio, and one of the songs that came on was fucking Scrub. I'm like, oh my god! So this is what it's all coming back to me now. This is what it sounds like when it's not Josh singing it. It's pretty bad when I had your version in my head more than the...
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, TLC's version is a lot better, but...
It's part of my soul.
My version's quite toxic.
I've noticed there's like, so you know that David Bowie song "We Can Be Heroes"?
Bowie, yeah.
Yeah, Bowie.
David Bowie.
So many people have fucking covered that song. Like, I originally didn't know it was David Bowie. I thought, because part of the 1998 Godzilla soundtrack was the Wallflowers singing that song, and I thought that was a Wallflowers song for the longest time. And then I was watching this movie called The Fault in Our Stars, not The Fault in Our Stars, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I love that movie.
I watched that song. Wow,
You watched that song?
Yeah, I watched that
It's a
movie
good
like
movie.
a couple days ago.
It's an excellent movie. It's got Ezra Miller, who's currently in Justice League playing the Flash.
Yeah,
Did a great job, by the way.
yeah. It's one of those like movies that just every like 5 minutes it's got to kick you in the balls a bit.
Oh,
and
definitely.
Be like, hey,
Definitely. And but one of the things they keep going back to is that song, "We Can Be Heroes." So there's that. And once again, connecting to Ezra Miller in one of the Justice League trailers, they used like another cover of that song. And then I've heard other people cover it here and there too. It's like, whoa, I mean, it's a great song.
yeah,
It's a great song. I'm not a Bowie fan, but I love that song.
yeah. I mean, I like the Labyrinth.
I liked Bowie in Labyrinth.
Yeah,
I
I liked his haircut in that movie.
I couldn't look away from his
Yeah,
giant bulge.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
like carrying a baby around.
He's like carrying a baby around with this fucking ginormous bulge.
I mean, there's got to be a point where you gotta question that scene a little bit. It's like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
didn't he just wear looser pants, man?
Yep.
You know you're carrying a baby around. But I mean, that's the thing is like everybody covers a Bowie song. Just like when the lead singer of Linkin Park,
Yeah.
that whole month, like everybody was a 100% Linkin Park fan, and everybody knew every Linkin Park song.
To be fair, everybody knows every Linkin Park song.
I don't.
I mean, yeah, that was one of the bands that I grew up with musically, with Meteora, and of course when In the End came out, that was such a smash fucking hit.
Yeah, like when they did that whole rendition of songs, it was like the music videos were like an old anime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like was it Breaking the Habit?
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah,
That
I
whole
love
CD.
that. Yeah, I love that music video.
Yeah.
Like I was fucking addicted to that music video.
It was a really good music video.
Yeah.
I remember when that came out. Because that came out in 2004. The CD came
Yeah, I
out in
believe so.
03.
Yeah, because I found the DVD. It had Breaking the Habit and had another song on there, and they were both animated.
Yeah.
And I found it at Goodwill for 99 cents, and
No
I was
shit.
excited.
Wonder what that other song was, or what the other video was.
Oh, all I know is they were both animated. I
Yeah.
know Breaking the Habit was the one I listened to the most, but I can't remember what the other one was called.
Your dog is beautiful.
It's also an asshole.
Yeah, she's an asshole.
Yeah.
She attacks me every time I come over here, but she attacks me with love.
You may think it's love until like friends start noticing. It's like, listen, this isn't love. This is a situation you need to, you need to get some help.
Yes.
It's not love.
Hi, Erica.
Hi.
I swear to God, one of these days, I'm gonna bring some podcasting shit with me to a tattoo session, and I'm gonna do a podcast while I'm getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
I think I should too. Like hearing that fucking needle going and me just fucking bitching the whole way while
Yeah.
trying to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, if you want to, you can come over and talk about some, tattoo experiences
Yeah.
with Dick.
Join
Yeah.
the show, pal.
I'm gonna make me some coffee.
Can you make me some coffee?
No, I'm not.
Make me some coffee.
Everybody, welcome to the show, Erica McKinney.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much. It's been a fun time
Yeah.
singing songs with Josh,
Yeah.
talking with Josh.
I've been listening to them. They sound pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. He's the talent here. I'm just the talker.
Well, there has to be one.
So Erica, you've become I talk you up so much to everybody.
Oh, thank you.
I try to get everybody to go to you. I'm trying to convert my girlfriend to go to you. She goes to what's the place in Rossville, like the Gypsy or something?
I have no idea.
He used to work at Sacred. I think his name's Dustin. He used to work at Sacred Apple. He does good work. He does really good work. It's just, I'm like, it's not Erica. You need to get Erica. You've done actually the majority of my work now.
That's awesome. I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
So you just started with one little lonely piece.
Yep. My As I Lay Dying tattoo. After they were not a band anymore.
They're still a great band, even.
Yes.
It's like post-mortem for bands.
Because okay, so I got that. Actually, I can't remember. Okay, yeah, I got that, and then I got my Narrow House tattoo. After that, I went back to Eddie at Sacred Apple, and I got the Narrow House tattoo, and then people started noticing that like every band tattoo I had was like not a band anymore. Like I have my Across the Sun tattoo, I have my Narrow House, and my As I Lay Dying, and they're like, "Is that your dead band sleeve?"
Or like after you get them tattooed, do they break up? Like, is your sleeve like the death of bands?
No, actually, okay. So Across the Sun was still a band when I got the tattoo, and then
Okay.
they stopped being a band. Then I got the As I Lay Dying tattoo after. They're still a band, but it's just their singer now, because him and the drummer are the only two people that own the name. That own the name and the rights to the music. But the drummer doesn't want anything to do with them, so it's just him now. So they weren't. He was going through the whole process of going to jail for trying to hire a hit on his wife and shit.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And
that.
so yeah, you could say technically they just weren't that the band was dead. And then Narrow House was definitely not a band by the time I got my Narrow House tattoo. So everybody was like, "Is that your dead band sleeve? Is that where bands go to die?" I was like, "I don't know. You want to find out?"
Yeah, just start tattooing everybody's band name on
Yeah,
that sleeve.
that's actually the plan. Fill in all the blank spaces with like band logos and stuff. Like I have like I just got my Doom Room tattoo, and lo and behold, have you heard the story? The cops showed up to the Doom Room finally. The new Doom Room that's been there for 3 years. Cops finally show up, and they shut it down.
Really?
There is the house shows no more.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah, they had a show there, and before the show started, cops showed up. I don't know if Nick really wants me to say exactly why, but basically they said, "Hey, shut it down." So he did.
Huh.
He did.
That's crazy.
Basically, he said, "I think it's on Facebook. I guess it's just a matter of too many people there. It's a fire hazard."
Oh,
Yeah, there's that. There's no way to control alcohol consumption amongst minors, and because it's all ages venue is the way he's wanting to keep it, and so he's looking around. He's trying to find an actual venue.
Oh, that's really
And
cool.
something he can do with his brewery, something he can do hopefully with another business, like combine all three and make it everybody just enjoy it.
Man, Nick's just gotten into so many things in the last
He
few
is.
years.
And did I tell you? He's doing a podcast now too.
Oh yeah, no, you were telling me about
Yeah.
it. What is like the brews and
Brews with Dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he because he started doing podcasts with me, and I think he had wanted to do it. He told me he had wanted to start one for a while, and he'd been guesting on my podcast for like I think 3 or 4 episodes, and finally he just pulled the trigger. He's like, I'm gonna do it. Do you want to help me out?
It seems to go along with like the whole
Oh yeah.
Nick. What would you call that? Like empire?
Yes, the Nick's Empire of Doom.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick, he gets his hands in things, and most of the time it flourishes.
Yeah.
Because he's such a passionate guy. He has the drive to make it work, no matter what he does.
So when are you getting your Nick tattoo?
My Nick tattoo. That's my Weed Bee tattoo. Oh my god. The idea is to get. So you did the artwork for their first EP, One Night Stand, and it's really cool because it's like on a tabletop and they're all.
Well, it's one night stand.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's on a nightstand. It's on one nightstand. And they're all like little toy versions of each member of the band, and they're all playing a show. They're performing on this nightstand. My plan is to get like an updated version of the Nick toy, where because he
with the long hair.
Yeah, he's
and
got
the rum gun.
He's got long hair now and a bigger beard, and since then the rum gun has become a thing, and so I want him to be like an updated version of that toy firing the rum gun. Yep.
I think it's going to be great.
I told him about this, and I said the only way I'm getting this is if you get a dick tattoo, like of me, like a toy version of me doing something. I don't know what.
Not a tattoo on his dick, but
Yeah.
a tattoo of dick.
I wouldn't allow the before what you said before. That's not going to happen. Oh my god, Instagram's getting lit up right now. I love Instagram. I just got it. About a couple months ago. I had always swore I'd never get it, but I got it on somebody. I think my friend Veronica of one of the other podcasts on here, Foodies Watching Movies. She's like, no, dude, because they have this band called Walk Among Us. It's the only punk rock piano tribute to the Misfits.
Oh,
instead of guitars, they have pianos. That's awesome.
Cool.
'Cause I'm not even a Misfits fan, and I love the music. But she's like, dude, no, get Instagram because it's really great for like businesses and bands and shit like podcasts and all that, because you actually get to connect with the fans. The fans are actually seeing what you post rather than stupid Facebook algorithms and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I've had an Instagram for probably 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. Which
makes a lot of sense for like tattoo artists.
Yeah,
because it's all very visual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big on there.
Yeah. Nate Phillips of Journey into Comics and all that, and he has access to all the Instagram, so he's got like 3 or 4 different podcasts, each with an Instagram account. He's got his own Instagram. He's got the Walk Among Us Instagram.
Sounds whenever, like a lot of stuff to me.
Oh my god! Whenever I always know when he gets online, because he'll find he'll find the post that I made that day or whatever, and he'll like them on every single one of those, and I'll just have a huge line of notifications because I was like, oh, there's Nate. He rapes my phone notifications. I'm so glad I don't have like vibrate set on any of that. It's too much. It's too much. Fucking, I could get a girl off with that, with as much vibration as would happen.
And then you'll have to go kick his ass.
What? I didn't say my girlfriend. Oh. I said a girl.
Yeah.
A girl.
Well, thank you, Nate.
Thank you, Nate Phillips, for providing all the girls with the O.
Yeah. Good game.
GG, bro.
So, Erica, how long have you been tattooing?
Like 8 years.
8 years?
I think
I've known you for 5.
Yeah, outside of my apprenticeship, so
okay.
Like 9 if you count that. It's a little bit of time.
Yeah. And how many different shops have you worked at?
Just 2.
Just 2? Where? Okay, so before New Breed, where did you work?
They actually don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It was a place called the Inkwell.
The Inkwell.
That's where I apprenticed at.
Is that here in town or?
Okay. It was, but it's not open anymore. And then I met Mark.
Yeah. At
a bar, and got hired. So then I made my move over to New Breed.
Awesome. Which now you co-own?
Yeah.
That particular New Breed.
Yeah. Well, New Breed and the Blackbird, which is up at 5 Points.
Okay.
So.
Whoa, you're into that too?
Yeah.
Awesome. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. So what is that on 5 Points?
It's called the Blackbird. It's another tattoo shop.
Okay.
We have John Elston up there.
Yeah. Okay. He's awesome. I went to school with him.
Yeah. No, he's a really cool guy. He does a lot of really cool Like old school tattoos?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Old school, new school.
I've seen some of his work. He's a very talented guy. See, in high school, all I knew him as, he was just the guy who played bass.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't like a
half the
hardcore
guys.
band.
Yeah,
I think he showed me a video once.
Oh my God, what's that band name? I hate them. I absolutely hate Among the Brave.
Yes.
I'm not afraid to call people out, except for the dude in Fight Like Sin, because I don't want to cause drama, because
We'll just say we know.
it was just silly. If he's listening to this, he'll know who he is, but he probably will never listen to this. Whatever. But no, John Elston, Among the Brave. I hated that band. He's a cool dude, but I hate that band. They're just so fucking generic and boring. Like, I can understand. Like, I like a lot of generic music. So for me to not like you for being too generic, that's a problem. Like, there's just nothing about them that like really stands out, and like at all. Like, they're following a formula that's been done.
But isn't everybody like
To an extent.
Okay, I kind of come from like, so I was going to shows like during like, I don't know if you call it like second wave hardcore, but it wasn't 80s hardcore, like the early 2000s hardcore. And then like everybody started doing all this weird shit where it was like, we're mathcore, we're crabcore, we're fuckcore. I don't know.
Crabcore.
With Long John Silver's core.
Long John Silver's core.
And I don't see what was so wrong with like how shit was set down, but everybody wanted to like do all this crazy random shit. Just to like set themselves apart
Let's bob up
on a
and down.
gimmick.
Let's bob up and down to some open chug notes.
Doom metal.
It was frustrating. I saw that shit right away, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because that stuff started happening like right when I was getting into metal, and luckily, like I had seen, like I went to my first show, which was Narrow House, and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" They just played a Pantera riff, like they put the Walk riff in like the middle of one of their songs. So I'm like, hell yeah, I love this band now.
It's so funny. So I've had a Narrow House CD since like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, that's probably when it came out.
Yeah, but I had never gone to the house, and it was unopened until like 5 years ago. And
Oh my
I finally
God.
realized, because somebody just gave it to me when I worked at the Egyptian. And so it just sat in a box until about like 5 years ago when I finally opened it.
God.
It was really funny to see all those people like way younger.
Oh yeah, like Ray and all them. Oh my God. Oh yeah, the good old days. I remember when I got that CD. I bought it. They had their CD release show at the Skylight Cafe, and we all went behind that night. We all went behind the Skylight Cafe and just hung out in the alley. And I had them all sign it like it was a big deal. Like I wasn't as good of friends with them. 'Cause I was just that kid that fucking loved their fucking band and was like super
Nerd
fanboy.
groupie.
Yeah, I was like the fucking groupie of the band, and so I was like, oh my God, will you please sign this? And they're like yeah, sure. They sign it, and then they just kept talking to me, and we were all just hanging out in the alley. I'm like, this is so cool. I'm hanging out with the band.
See, I have something sort of like that. There was a band, like a hardcore band, back in like 2005 called Portrait of Betrayal. And I have one of their CDs that like I had them sign. They were like a local band.
That's how it was with a band called Varus.
Varus.
Yeah, back out in Putnam County. It's Derek Steele, Jake Munns, Ian Inman, Dustin Weddle, and Logan Berger. But now, they all split up. But I think like 3 or 4 of them are in Chiasma now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that was the band that was at
Chiasma.
With it kind of sounded like opera-ish.
Yeah,
but it was also
their singer Katie, she's awesome.
Yeah.
My buddy Ryan Strain from YouTube and the internets, he was looking for a female singer for one of his band's songs, and I threw her name out there. So hopefully, I don't think he said he's picked anybody, but or maybe he has. I don't know, but hopefully he picked her because she's a great singer. But yeah, I remember. So I would always geek out about hanging out with them, and now I see them like, hey, sup, fag. Like they're just like fucking dudes to me now, and I don't know, like the.
Well, maybe if you drink with somebody enough, you're
And I've
bound
drank
to be
with
good
Ray enough.
friends and be able to call each other fag.
It's pretty bad now, and whenever Ray and I are around each other, like I used to fucking immediately be like, "Hey, what's up, Ray?" and just shoot the shit with him for hours. Now I see him, it's like we'll give each other a nod and go our own way. Corey, I still talk whenever I see Corey. Like him and I sit and geek out about Alien and stuff. He's a huge Alien nut. We'll either geek out about Alien or Metal Gear Solid.
Nice.
Which is hilarious because I've only played one Metal Gear Solid game, but I can keep up.
Yeah, you gotta play the older ones, man.
I can keep up though. I know the story because Wikipedia.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's also one of those experiences, man. You gotta be there.
You're right. You're right.
Like the original Metal Gear Solid. I mean, did you know if you beat that so many times, you'll just eventually have like a James Bond tuxedo, and then you play through the game James Bond tuxedo.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you know in Metal Gear Solid 2, if you climb in a locker and close it, you'll see a half-naked woman
Yes,
poster?
I knew about that.
I was 14, and I spent a lot of time in lockers. All pixelated. Just
Oh yeah, them triangle boobies, those pyramid boobies. God, speaking
Laura
of
Croft.
Yeah, speaking of Laura Croft, I went and saw Justice League a couple weeks ago, and they had a trailer for the new Tomb Raider movie.
Nice.
Yeah, they rebooted Tomb Raider, and it's more.
Is this still with Angelina?
No, it's.
She's got to be too old to be
Oh yeah,
playing
definitely.
Laura Croft at this point.
It's so.
Again, old.
It's bad because like I don't even find I haven't found Angelina Jolie attractive in years. Not that she isn't, but it's worn off. It's worn off for me.
I just always thought that she was like misshapen.
I don't know.
It was weird.
Honestly, the only time I've ever found her really attractive was Laura Croft. Honestly. But no, so they based this new Tomb Raider off of the most recent game series, the game reboot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very, I mean, from what I understand, they're pulling like some of the scenes directly from the video game. The chick looks, if I'm not even mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's the same chick that did the motion capture for the game because it looks exactly like her. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna play Monster Hunter with me when it comes out?
I don't know.
You have to get like your 8th PS4 for the year.
Like the World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft.
Azeroth is such a very large place.
Fucking nerds.
I haven't finished my rep grind for Legion yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I think Monster Hunter might be coming to Azeroth like a couple months after. I mean, that's
my roommate. He's gearing up for Legion, or not Legion.
Battle for Azeroth.
Yeah, he's gearing up for the new expansion, and so he started a new character, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm already up to like level 100." Or I think, yeah, he said he's up to level 100. He's like, took me like 2 days of solid grinding, but I finally there. I'm like, fuck, dude. I remember back in high school when it was just like, I think it was the last one that came out before we graduated was Lich King. And like, what was the cap in that? 60?
Yeah, it was 60. I'm pretty
70.
70?
Oh yeah.
I remember everybody was like, "God, I've been grinding for weeks. I'm trying to get 70. Like it took forever to get that." And he's like,
Yeah.
Well, now you can hit like max pretty quick, but like the end game content, like after max, like I've been playing in Legion for like months and still haven't finished all the content.
"That's crazy."
I lied.
For after.
It's level cap 80. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Lich King was 80.
Yeah. Because then Cataclysm went
85.
from 80 to 85.
Okay.
Because,
Mistress
that was
90.
legit in all 5 levels.
See what? Okay, so I'm looking at all these posters over here. You have one for each expansion.
And
it
patches.
seems. And oh yeah.
Yeah, like Sunwell, Call of the Crusade, all kinds.
Okay, so Burning Crusade, that came out before Lich King?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That was
It
the
was
first expansion.
Yes,
the
yes.
second installment.
God, I remember seeing that first fucking trailer for World of Warcraft and like thinking, holy shit, these graphics are insane. And that was just a cinematic. It wasn't even the fucking
Like,
game. But
I had like groups of friends skip school for like weeks on end. to
what
play
was
World of
what
Warcraft
was
when it
crazy? Okay, so in high school, for at least from my class, all the jocks, like they were like the superstars of the sports, they all played World of Warcraft, and they were all my friends.
Yeah.
Like, like my roommate's one of them. He was one of them. They were all really good at sports and really awesome at it. And then they fucking at lunch they wouldn't talk about the sports. They'd spend the entire lunch period talking about fucking World of Warcraft and getting their crits and shit. And it was just all fucking gibberish to me, and it still is. I mean, I understand it a little bit more now, but fuck. Goddamn nerds.
See, like in my school, like the jocks like played WoW, but they never admitted it. Mm-hmm. They would just beat up like all like the nerdy kids at my table who played WoW. But like I was still playing like the old Warcraft 3 RTS.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was poor, couldn't get into World of Warcraft. I didn't have internet.
No, I played Dota on Warcraft 3. We all did at that school. Because we had a class where it was interactive media, and the teacher really didn't have anything for us.
And now it's its own standalone.
I know, right? Well, like that teacher, he didn't want us to. He didn't. Every now and then, he would just be like, "Do whatever," and then he's like, we would LAN StarCraft and Age of Empires and Dota, and it's just all play Dota for hours.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Dota, but I didn't really. When it came to games like that, I didn't get too much into them until League came out. Mm-hmm. Now I played a lot of that, but that game burned out fast for me.
Yeah. Never got into those. Yeah. I barely got into Dota.
Yeah. I
tried StarCraft for a little bit. See, when I was growing up, I always loved Red Alert and Age of Empires. Yeah. So those are my RTSs right there. And like when they started playing StarCraft or Age of Empires, like I was like, oh fuck yeah, Age of Empires. They played Age of Empires 2 and the Conquerors expansion for that. And so I love that game because I'd build like these giant fucking bases and then just go annihilate my enemy, but like leave just enough so they could start regrowing. And I'd just kill all my soldiers because you could select them all and just hit and hold down delete and they just die. One by one, they just die.
See, I have so much love for RTSs, but when it came to gaming with my friends and stuff, I was the type of person, I love building up the large base and a large army and then just go at it.
Yeah.
They were so just into just like getting the quickest build and then they just come kill you.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
It's competitive play. Yeah. I didn't like that. I was all about building the base and collecting the resources and then building this ginormous badass army and
then sit there for about 20 minutes while they all just like kill each other.
Mm-hmm. Because that's fun. I always like watching the battles. I would send in waves. I only ever played the computer. I never played people. Playing people wasn't fun for me.
Yeah, I
did it.
Especially
not on StarCraft.
Oh my god.
You're against people.
Zerg Rush.
Yeah, it's just like death in 3 minutes.
Yeah, you log in and you get like one thing built and they're like, oh hey.
I never understood it. Never understood it. I can never build shit quick enough. I don't. Yeah, these people. I can never PC game because I can't remember hotkeys. I can't. Control Z. Control P. Control C. Copy paste. Undo.
And with World of Warcraft, it's even worse too. Like I even have like 12 buttons on my mouse that I use.
Oh my god. Yeah. I have a fancy mouse, but it doesn't have 12 buttons, and I don't use any of the fancy buttons. It's a cool mouse. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool mouse, but I don't. Every now and then I'll use one of the fancy buttons. What I like to do is I like to take the scroller ball, the scroller wheel, and I'll spin it, and it just keeps spinning. Yeah. I'm so fucking basic.
You You got the super nice mouse, but like...
Oh, yeah, I got the
you
super
don't
nice
use it
everything, and I don't need it at all whatsoever.
And when I was younger, I used to be one of those assholes that like would open up the bottom of the mouse and take the ball out and just like throw it away somewhere. That way when someone tried to use it, like they couldn't actually move anything.
Oh, my God.
You're such an asshole.
My reign ended when they came out with those laser mouses.
I was like the only person that ever... I was the responsible guy. I'd be using the mouse, and I'd notice it wasn't working optimally. So I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Clear out all the dust from the ball and put it back in and be like, okay.
And then go back to watching porn.
Yeah. Dear God. Fucking LimeWire, man. Mm-hmm. I got to a point where like
could you get movies on LimeWire?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I know that you could.
You could.
But if you wanted to wait like 4 or 5 days.
Depends.
As a kid, it's worth it.
As a kid, like, no, I fucking, God damn. So many late nights, and I would just, like, I wouldn't even search anything. So I would literally just search tits and then just start downloading what I thought would look good. I always had to pay attention to, like, the file sizes, because if you downloaded something that was, like, 3 kilobytes, it was, like, automatically a virus. Like, people didn't understand.
LimeWire was the worst.
Oh, yeah.
It would embed itself in your computer so deep. You'd have to go in there, and it would take like a day to remove every bit of LimeWire off the computer. I don't miss those days.
I love that you could get... So, you had LimeWire and you had LimeWire Pro. Yeah. And you can get LimeWire Pro on LimeWire. It was like the best loophole ever. Like... God damn! I mean, everybody says WinRAR, whatever, however, WinRAR. That fucking program that like it's the free trial version that never ends.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, you can buy me.
See, it really.
Or
sucks,
you can just keep using me.
I mean, just call every now and then.
Yeah. Hey, you still there?
It really sucks when I was using LimeWire because again, it was like. During like early hardcore, so all like the names of the songs were like full sentences long.
Yeah.
So you're like trying to figure out
all those super obscure names.
Like what
God.
exactly you're trying to like look at, and like you can't even see all of the song title name. It's like this is just a, and then it cut off. And you're like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me, Fall Out Boy. I really don't.
Fall Out Boy. I was about to say they had so many of those like obscure titles. It was just like a day to remember. With I'm made of wax, Larry. What are you made of? Like, oh my God.
Like I don't really miss song titles being.
Oh my God,
like,
I know.
Paragraphs.
I remember Matt Heffy from Trivium. He decided to do one of those like post-hardcore songs. And he's like, yeah, I did this so I could to show everybody that anybody could do this. All you got to do is like have some weird name with some obscure song title, and like the beginning of the song is like, "Hello, everybody, we are Tomorrow is Monday, and this is Head-On Collision with a Rosebush Catching Fire." And it was actually a really good song.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, you completely embodied all that was 2006.
But I mean, the early 2000s was, well, like mid 2000s to late 2000s, like the best music I think that's come out. Personally,
I definitely have a lot of nostalgia for that period. Definitely, in terms of like rock and whatnot, and everything else that's nostalgia is like before that is like just pop and Good Charlotte.
well, I mean, I think everybody went through a Good Charlotte phase.
I loved Good Charlotte so much. Still love Good Charlotte so much.
I went through Good Charlotte phase. I mean, I was about Simple Plan.
I saw them.
I liked Blink-182.
I never got into Blink hardcore.
Crossfade.
Oh, dude, speaking of Crossfade, so their singer now has a solo album coming out.
Oh, shit.
And it's nothing like Crossfade. it is like
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't like it. And his voice sounds totally different. Like there's like
he's got to be like 50 now.
Oh no, I can't. I'll play a song when this is all done. I'll play the song for you.
Okay.
But it was fucking weird.
Yeah.
I can't remember his real name. It's like Ed Hunt or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I was probably wrong on that. But no, it sounded really weird. There's like tiny little hints in his voice that it's like, okay, that is the guy from Crossfade. But it was like piano, like really singy. It was weird, and I didn't like it. Made me really uncomfortable.
It's like you just like feel like your ears were molested a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Honestly.
You want to talk to somebody about that?
Oh, I'm talking to you guys. Thank God you're here. I haven't talked to anybody about it, and like it's been bugging me inside for a couple days now.
Where did the creepy old Crossfade guy touch you?
Show me on this doll.
I think we have a stuffed Murloc around here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, we got 4.
You would have a fucking stuffed Murloc. Yeah. Oh my God, I remember playing Guitar Hero and they came out with the I Am Murloc song. Yeah. For Guitar Hero. I was like, oh my God, I played the shit out of that. I had no idea what the fuck it was about until like way later. It's like when I started playing World of Warcraft and I got killed by a Murloc. It was bad. I told you, like, my computer sucked. I didn't know, I had no idea what I was doing. Fucking E-machine from Walmart.
Oh, man. I used to have one of those.
I played some mean Zoo Tycoon on it, though.
Yeah, the only thing I could really get running on mine was, like, an N64 emulator.
Yeah.
And then, pretty much just old emulators.
Yeah, I tried a little bit emulating. I think the only emulator I've ever done was I played Digimon World on my PC once.
Yes,
I love that game. They recently, sometime this last year, they came out with this new Digimon World game for PS4. It is almost identical to the original PS1 game. I mean, they obviously updated it to have. You have 2 partners instead of 1, and
nice.
They updated it for the newer Digimon and newer story and all that. And it's a lot more faster. It's a lot faster paced than the old one. But wow.
Yeah, there was an MMORPG I played of Digimon.
Yeah?
It was fucking horrible, but it was still like a really fun experience because you were playing with like a bunch of like different like players and stuff. But it was done so horribly.
You know, Monster Hunter they have Monster Hunter Frontier in Japan for PC.
Oh yeah,
And it's for PC and Xbox. It was for Xbox 360 for a while too. I really wanted to play that because you could have like 40 people in one lobby. Still only 4 people per hunt, but like they'd come out with an expansion like every 6 months.
that's crazy.
It was insane. Like there's so many of them, and the monsters were so badass. And they eventually came out with like extra large weapons because they're Japan, and one, it's Japan. 2, it's Capcom. So like they're just fucking it got so ridiculous with all the shit that they would come out with for it.
Yeah, they get all the cool ass games, and we just have to like sit back and like, just.
What happens when it originates in Japan and it's a way bigger hit in Japan as well. Like it.
Well, that's because like they appreciate it more. Like when a game comes out in the U.S., like I'd say probably I'm gonna just pull a percentage out of my ass and say 40% of just like gamers just rip it to shreds.
Yeah. Well, like you say you pull a statistic out of your ass. 63% of all statistics are made up on the spot anyway. So
yeah.
Including that one. I always say 63. I stick with 63 whenever I say that.
I'd say 63
Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter, like 2 Point got nearly as big as Pokemon in Japan. Like it, when Monster Hunter Freedom Unite came out for PSP, it was the top selling PSP game in the world.
Yeah.
And still has yet to pick up real traction here in America.
Yeah.
The only traction it has picked up here in America is just like word of mouth. Like, hey, you need to fucking play this game. You need to play this game. and then you get people playing it. Some people it resonates with, some people it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, just like Final Fantasy 15, it got ripped to shreds over here. Like, it has a fan base, but like,
yeah, I heard it was garbage.
yeah, like people like rip it apart, but it's popular as hell in Japan. I mean, I liked it. Obviously, with its title, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you have a certain expectation of it.
Yeah, but I didn't look at it as a Final Fantasy game, and
Well, there you go.
yeah, if you
That's why I liked Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I didn't look at it as an Assassin's Creed game because it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a fucking pirate simulator.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was amazing.
yeah,
If you play it as a pirate with some really badass hidden blades.
yeah, I loved it. Honestly, I hardly spent any time on land. I was just like out on the ship listening to him sing and take out ships.
I know. You know you could get more songs for them to sing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I'd go around collecting the shanties, the sea shanties, and just listening to all the songs they would sing, and I'd go whaling. I honestly got the game just to whale.
Yeah.
Because I hate whales so much.
Yeah, I didn't get too far into it.
Very irrationally, I hate whales.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I feel your pain. Did a whale touch you as a child?
Back to that. A lot of things touched me as a child. Crossfade, whales. Orcas are cool though. They're not technically whales, so
Yeah.
they're cool.
Yeah.
I like orcas
For now.
until they touch me. But I'm an adult now, so I like being touched. Where are we going with this?
I don't know, man.
Oh man. So like back in you've played the Assassin's Creed, yeah. So you've played Black Flag, obviously.
Yeah,
but
I've done everything there was to do in 2, 3, and Brotherhood.
Okay.
I believe. Not the Indian 3, like the Ezio trilogy.
Okay, so 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations.
Oh yeah, there we go. And then I played about halfway through the original.
Okay, the original 3 and Black Flag are the only ones I've finished.
Yeah.
I actually never. I played about an hour or two of 2, and never touched the rest of that, the Ezio series again.
Yeah, I like the original Assassin's Creed, but it was very unforgiving. If you walked too fast, somebody was going to kick you in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're running away from people and you try to go through an archway, you're gonna run up the side. If you don't go dead center down that fucking archway or that doorway, you are gonna run up the side and have nowhere to go but right back down to the ground.
like in that game, if you were to like go upstairs like at a certain angle, just like not like a normal person, just like, you know what, I feel like climbing stairs, fancy today. No, guard comes up out of nowhere, ready to kick your ass.
Hey, why are you doing parkour?
We don't like things that are different.
This is the Middle Ages. Fuck you.
But Assassin's Creed 2 is where Assassin's Creed won my heart.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people say. Mm-hmm. And the little bit that I did play, I really enjoyed. And I love Assassin's Creed 3. I really enjoyed the gameplay. Once again, much like Black Flag, I got this game for a very specific reason, because you could one, it was during the Revolutionary War, and I really hate British people, and turns out you could I really hate like colonial British people. I don't have a problem with modern day British people, but back in the day I really hated them. So like, and you had the rope dart.
Oh, yeah.
And you could be up in the trees, and an unsuspecting victim could be walking below you, and you throw that rope dart up, and you fucking hang them. So I was hanging British people like left and right. It was amazing. And then did I ever tell you my world record?
No.
Can't remember if I've talked about this on the podcast yet or not. But I was just playing one night, and I was killing beavers. I killed a beaver. I killed a couple of them. And then all of a sudden I had a notification pop up in the corner that says, you're in the top 25 percentile of beaver killers in the world. And I'm like, what? So like I went to work the next day and I told my friends that had been playing this and
Did you not even tell me it was Assassin's Creed? You just
no,
I'm top 25.
No, he knew because he was playing it too. Then I was like, yeah. So like while I was at work, like I had nothing better to do but just think, like all I could think about was like playing that game and like what I was gonna do next. And so of course like I'm sitting there planning out like my night. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed 3, and all I'm gonna do tonight, like I'm gonna dedicate an entire night to just killing beavers. I can't remember like if I ever got anywhere with it, but like goddamn, I killed so many beavers that night. It was insane, absolutely insane.
You ever played Far Cry?
I play only Far Cry Primal.
Primal?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the one I didn't play.
it's good. It's really good. I got that because Horizon Zero Dawn was coming out and
needed a
it
fix.
Came out like a year before fucking Horizon, but I think it did at least. When did Horizon come out? It came out, I think. I want to say it came out earlier.
I can't remember
this
the
year.
exact
It
date.
came out earlier this year, but
Yeah.
Far Cry Primal came out earlier last year. And so I was getting my bow fix, my fucking I'm hunting shit fix. So I like games where you have a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So I was all about it.
Yeah, that's why I liked Horizon a lot.
I loved Horizon.
Yeah. But what was really tough though is when Horizon released, Breath of the Wild was kind of right there with it. Mm-hmm. It's like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yep. I still have yet to play it. I've never played a Zelda game.
Yeah. Well, Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, I played other Zelda games. It's probably the best there is and probably where people should start.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to play it. Someday when I get a Switch, I'll probably play it. If I get a Switch.
Yeah.
Which I was originally waiting to get a Switch for a Monster Hunter release, and then they announced Monster Hunter for PS4, and I was like, fuck that. I'm getting a PS4. I'm going back to console, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's been years since they've been on console, a real console. I mean, they had the Wii U version, but it's mostly been that was mostly marketed towards 3DS.
Oh, yeah. And, like, the Switch, I've heard a lot of great things about it, but also, like, the design of it right now is just, I don't really think it's, no.
Yeah. I've seen it in action. It's really nice.
Yeah. I just like I'm not doubting the hardware and, you know, the actual performance itself, but I'm thinking the lifespan, the actual durability of the system itself. They need to release a new system that is a Switch that's actually built correctly to withstand the test of time. Because, like, yeah, it could be used as a console, but it also can be used as a handheld. And Nintendo's more advertised towards children. Those little bastards are going to break it in half.
This is true.
Yeah, like I've held a Switch in my hands. It's bendy.
No. I've got to hold one.
Yeah.
I've yet to even mess around with the Joy-Cons. But, man. Everybody's like, why don't you get a Switch? I'm like, 'cause there aren't enough games. They're like, Skyrim.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, really? Do I need to buy Skyrim for the 8th time?
yeah.
Like, not even just because I sold my previous copy, but because they just came out with a new one that has this attached to it.
They've released that game like 10 times now.
Yeah, and they just released it again, I think today, for VR, PlayStation VR, which is very tempting. I need to get PlayStation VR if I'm going to do that, but...
Well, now would be the time because it is $100 off on Amazon.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. How much is it? Like before
Originally
$100?
it's $400.
God damn, that's a PS4 itself. That's
Yeah.
a PS4 Pro right
But
there.
the thing is that's not even the, you know.
Yeah, that's not even the
not
console.
like you get the $400 VR, and then after that you got to buy controllers. Let's not forget that you have to have the PlayStation camera. Mm-hmm. Unless you spend $500 and get it all. Like together, but like buying it all separately is like
and on top of
$550.
that, you still need the console itself
And games.
and the games.
Yeah, and then on top of that, You spend the whole time watching porn. Like,
I don't
so
think
you-
with.
so you don't
could you
have
do
fun.
that with PlayStation VR though?
To be honest, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Oculus Rift and shit,
Yeah.
like the PC VRs.
Like, I haven't actually tried it, but I have Googled it to see if it was possible, just in case I wanted to, quote unquote, try it. And apparently PlayStation actually has like this protection where you couldn't, like, you can't actually watch porn
So
with
it-
the VR. There's loopholes, but really no one has time for that.
Basically, PlayStation 4 has its own form of birth control. It's got its own.
PlayStation doesn't want
It's
people.
got porn control.
Yeah, PlayStation doesn't want people playing with their penises. That's what
it's
it is.
got a really badass IUD,
Yeah,
like just built in.
yeah. They have fought since day one to keep our to keep our country virgin, and they're not going to stop now.
Goddamn conservatives. So yeah, you had PlayStation VR,
Yeah,
and what was that game that you had the gun?
Farpoint.
Yeah, you had the gun, and I had so much fun with that. It was to the point where like my girlfriend's brother has PlayStation VR, and we had their family Thanksgiving on Sunday, and she was so excited. She's like, Colin's bringing his PS4 VR. I'm like, yeah, right on. Does he have the gun? He's like, no, but there's like a game on there that's like with guns and stuff. I'm like, okay, like it's like a bunch of carnival stuff. I'm like, I'm not playing that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like those. Like, I don't like mini game little things.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm playing like N64 games, but
Yeah. Well, that was also the problem with PlayStation VR. They're selling that shit for $400 or $500,
and they have
they're
no
just-
content for it.
Yeah. Well, just now they're getting like
Yeah.
legit games for it.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
that.
yeah, Farpoint released. Can't exactly, like, it released this year, and then like now we're getting Skyrim, we're getting Doom coming up soon, but it's not actually going to be legit Doom. You're not going to run around doing shit in the game. You click a point where you want to stand at, and then you fire from that point. At least the gameplay that I watch from it, I really do
That's
hope that.
weird.
Yeah, I really do hope that they change that. But it also makes me worry about how Fallout 4 is going to be with VR. It's just a bunch of half-ass, and I don't think developers are ready for VR yet.
That's crazy because in that Farpoint game, you could move around.
Mm-hmm.
You could move around with the analog stick on the gun and all that.
And people hated it because it made them sick. Like, I got a little bit sick. I threw up towards the end, which is why I actually had to get rid of the VR.
Yeah,
Because the minute I, had that extra pixel added in from the updated system, like, I couldn't handle it. I was a wuss.
I didn't experience. Sorry, tired.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I didn't experience any sort of nauseous feeling from it, but yeah, I've heard a lot of that. My girlfriend's mom, she had to sit down because she experienced vertigo or whatever. She couldn't take it standing up. She had to do it all sitting down. It was interesting. Yeah, I watched them play that for a while, and there's like all these little carnival mini games, and some of it was cool, but she was like, are you? I was like, I straight up told her, I was like, I'm not gonna play. I don't want. She's like, why not? I'm like, I've done it. I've done the old VR thing. It's nothing new to me now.
They don't allow porn.
I'm not gonna be able to watch porn at your mom's place. And so I was like, it's something I've already experienced, and I just have no desire. I don't have any desire doing it unless it's going to be like a really cool, awesome game like Skyrim or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, just don't push me to do it. It's just going to piss me off.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've already done this. I don't try to coax me into it. Don't be like, oh, come on. That's just going to piss me off. And she's like, okay.
I strongly feel like before they even placed, this hardware on the shelf, they should have had at least 10 legit games.
Definitely.
Yeah, like a list of games like right now for the VR that's actually worth playing. Everything else is a waste of money. It's like, obviously Farpoint, you and I both play that, and that's a great game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if it's not in VR, it's a shitty game, but for being VR, it's a great fucking game. Eve Valkyrie, which is just like a space shooter. And like you play online with people, and it's cross-platform, so like people on PC can play with you and shit. Like,
oh, man, I love Eve. I used to play Eve Online a little bit, and a lot of fun.
I played for
Spaceships.
approximately 10 minutes.
I played for approximately 3 days because my free trial eventually was going to run out, and I honestly, it got to you got to really be devoted to that game because there's so many skill trees. There's so many.
I couldn't figure anything out. I met this one person. They said that they would come, like their whole like clan or whatever would come and meet up with me, and they would teach me everything that I need to know.
And they just
sounds legit.
You.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They came and raped you.
Yeah, we're talking. I'm on this tiny little fucking pod, and I'm surrounded by like, the drag show of just fucking spaceships, and they're just there, like bunch of 15-year-olds and people with failed marriages and just yada yada.
I remember there was an issue of Game Informer that had an article on Eve Online. It was talking about the biggest battle of all time on Eve.
Oh, I think
it was 3,000 players, and it was all because someone. So they had the Titan ships, which is like the biggest ship in there, and so someone accidentally warped their Titan to an unsafe area, and people caught wind of it and just started going there to try to rape him. They're like, "Oh my god, we got to take this Titan out! Like this is our chance! This is our chance!" And so everybody just started warping to that spot, and he couldn't warp out. He had to wait so long before he could warp out, and everybody was just trying. It was just like this all-out battle to take out this fucking Titan. It was crazy.
No, it was a story about like one player who was actually, I don't know the full gist of Eve, like all the fanciness, but like this one guy was put in charge of like one of their giant ships and shit, and like pretty much their whole fucking like economy system there. And apparently like an argument went down, and this I guess was like one of the highest like ranked guilds or clans, whatever they're called in there.
I think they're corporations.
Yeah.
In that game.
And like they were like one of the highest ranks, and this guy like they got an argument, and this guy was just pissed. So he spent like a whole week planning this out, and he drained that whole like that whole corp just of everything that they had, and then left. And then the leader of this huge community was so pissed off, he was like shooting out death threats, everything, just losing his freaking mind. He ends up like, we're talking like 15, I think they said it was over 10 or 15 years or something. I could be wrong, or like 5 years, I don't fucking know. But it was like a shitload of time, working up this community, all this money, all this, all just gone within a week. And he ends up getting banned for giving this guy death threats and stuff, where he was gonna like, yeah. But it was crazy though. This is like
that game is insane. Like I said, the tech trees, the skill trees for researching and all that. There's just it's very in depth. I remember they had the spinoff that was part, like all their little spinoffs they're interconnected, despite being on like, okay, so EVE Online's PC. They came out with Dust 512 or Dust 5.
Oh, for PS3.
Yeah, and that was an FPS for EVE Online, and you could be in part of the same corporation on both of those. But the skill tree on that, it's a fucking first-person shooter, and you had a goddamn research tree. Yeah, and it was just out of this world insane.
Yeah, and you could like customize your guy, and like it was pretty crazy.
Way too in depth. It overwhelmed me.
Yeah, and then like a little bit after that, Warframe came out, and it killed that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I haven't seen that game at all. I don't even think the servers are still up.
I played it one night.
Yeah. I used to play the shit out of it on PS3.
Yeah, it was just too much. There's too much. I sucked at it, honestly. Yeah. So I just didn't play it. But
I preferred Halo more, but that game...
Same.
The game had me hooked for a while.
Alright, dude. Well, it's getting that time. I'm getting tired. I got work in the morning.
Sounds good.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for this.
All right.
Is there anything else you would like to say? Any final words?
Yes. As the great Spock would say, may the force be with you.
Oh, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here with this. Once again, trolling as always. Well, Josh, it's been a good time. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to thank Erica, who is no longer with us.
Walmart, man.
Yeah, she took off to go to Walmart. May her soul rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
It's always great to bring on new people here, so I can't wait to have it back on again.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to, like, spend an hour just talking about World of Warcraft and video games that we love and hate.
Of course, of course. Well, if that is all, that is all. I'd like everybody... this is what I do. This is my sign-off.
All right.
I like doing this.
Just give yourself a hug. And
Yeah, this is my sign-off, and what I like to say is, everybody, try to make every day a big dick day.
Woke up this morning with my dick in my hand. Girl is to the right of me, just like our plan. It's gonna be a big dick day. 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 Big dick day. It's gonna be a big dick day. It's gonna be a big dick day.